Chapter 7. Interior storeroom of cafe, night. Fazal is drunk, clutching a bottle of Sambuca and still in the Hail Vanity assassination report. Fake Fazal stands frozen by the stricken celebrity as he is suspended in animation, falling backwards.
Lies, lies, lies.
He kicks at fake Fazal, hard lighting dispersing off his foot. The door clicks and the light goes on.
That's enough, Faz. I mean it.
He grins and sits on a crate. The simulation ends. Antonia draws the flag back over the projector grid.
If I'd have known...
Fazal hugs Antonia. He touches her back.
You got your money's worth.
Watch your mouth, Fazal.
He presses a finger to his lips.
Angelo.
Angelo enters. He gives Fazal a manila envelope.
What?
You've earned my loyalty, Faz. Don't waste it.
He opens it. Insert. Handwritten note. Meet me at Albert's 9 p.m. DS.
From the girlfriend?
Don't be ridiculous.
Angelo tosses him a motorcycle helmet. He catches it. Exterior. Favela's alleyways. Night. Angelo rides a scrambler bike through the tight dirt tracks that separate the shanties, Faz hanging on for dear life on the pillion.
Oh, Allah is great.
Exterior, checkpoint, night. Squadjutants attend the vast doors as the bike approaches. Angelo lifts his visor and winks at the officers as they exit the park. Exterior, Albert Hall, grand entrance, night. Angelo alights the bike, pulling off his helmet, followed by the awkward and incongruous Fazal in his wake. Punters stare at him as they pass up the red carpet. Door staff part like the Red Sea as Angelo approaches. High fives and salutes all round. Fazal shuffles along like a tramp in his wake.
Right, I'll be waiting here. Remember, we're on a curfew.
You're not coming with?
What's the matter? Brave reporter lost his mojo. Don't worry, they said they were your friends.
I don't have any friends.
What does Mama see in you?
Fazal makes his way through.
About 25 years so far.
Interior. VIP area corridor. Night. Fazal looks even more diminutive as he scuttles along. Outrageous Voc glitterati party and fornicate openly. Drinking, dancing, fucking along the way. He reaches out with his hand and hard light disintegrates among them. He stops at a curious tableau of posing catsuits. He can't help but laugh.
Ha!
Muller and Di Firenza are in leather feline onesies, black and white respectively. Muller is furious at the interloper.
How dare you Distrotington mein fanbase, you bearded Schweinhund!
Distrotington verisimilitude. Sheer arsey cheek. Dostaff, remove his testicles. Suggestion box, Sebastian.
Fazal prods Muller with a finger.
Oh shit, you're actually here. I do beg your pardon, sir, miss.
Common assault and battery!
Muller jumps like a scalded cat, which is what he is.
Yowl! Negative machismo! Valentina, you must yodel security peeps to eject these Sphincterschwein. Ich demand beating und expulsion!
Yodelei, yodelei. Divest his balls, Prontenstein.
Fazal moves away sharply and through into the crowded dance floor. Interior. Albert Hall Super Club dance floor. Night. Throbbing music. The floor is packed with a combination of hyperreal and real clubbers gyrating. Fazal slaloms through, looking for a familiar face anywhere. A powerful spotlight is upon him and he squints to find its source. The royal box occupied by Scanlan and Featherblade. Interior, staircase, night. Fazal scales the steps up to the royal box, huffing and puffing. Featherblade waits for him at the door.
The man himself on a brave adventure across town. Roving rapid freaky style, eh?
Does anyone speak English these days?
Interior, royal box, night. Scanlan plays a guitar solo on a vintage Les Paul. The instrument vanishes as the throng below cheers and Featherblade takes over at the decks. Fazal looks at his watch.
Fazraz, welcome in. Long time no wine.
I hope this isn't a waste of my time.
Oh yes, precious time like it. You've got time more than anything. Time to pump that Italian pooch Mama Laverini, yeah?
I'll tell her you said that.
Come with me, stud muffin.
Scanlan presses on the wall and gives way to a hidden compartment.
'Tis an ancient royal ball tool from the olden days, don't you know?
And I remain unimpressed.
Interior, dingy corridor, night. Dimly lit, narrow and dank. Scanlan is almost bent double as Fazal follows him. At the end is a small door. They pass through. Interior, palm house, day. Bright sunshine dapples the tropical foliage. Pollard sits at an ornate table drinking a china cup of Lady Grey. Fury engulfs Fazal's face when he sees her. Scanlan places a big hand on his chest as he motions to leave.
Just you hear her out, Fazraz. She's on our side. Believe me.
I don't believe you.
You want to get back in the game or not?
Fazal grunts like a terrier and joins Pollard. Scanlan makes to leave.
Where are you going?
Look, I've got a set to finish. You're in the good hands of the Babylon now.
He shuts the door behind him. An uncomfortable silence. Pollard admires the palm house.
I try to avoid simulations. They distort the natural order of things. But as they go, this is pretty good.
Why should I listen to a word from you?
Hello, Farouk.
You destroyed me. We loved each other.
Clearly, you've had too much time to think about it.
Fazal lights up a cheroot and blows the smoke at her. She flinches.
Firstly, I had no choice. It was exile or death for Farouk Fazal and his nosy nose. You know that. Secondly, we ended a long time before you started sticking your beak into the affairs of Mannycapra, the important detail pertaining to point 1.
I'm a journalist. That's what I do.
You were a journalist.
Fazal blows more smoke at her.
Look, I haven't come here for a pissing party, Faz. I have an offer for you.
I heard they took you away from the favelas. Made you Apsley Moran's gopher. How was the old psycho then?
I'm here on behalf of the Doctors' Congress.
Fazal stops in his tracks, the smile slipping off his face like manure from a shovel.
Knew that would get your attention.
You have a family, Susan. These words could get you all killed.
Thanks for your concern, but I had to do something. Someone had to.
Fazal nods.
I'm going to do something, which is why I wanted to see you.
More silence from Fazal.
What I'm about to tell you should be documented and made public upon the removal of the company, Mannycapra, Apsley Moran, and all their acolytes from the governance of London, at which point I suspect I will be long dead. For your info, my family is currently en route to a safe location, so it's all on me, Cherub.
Shit. Game on, eh?
Yes, Farouk. It really is happening at last. And you do the truth better than anyone in this world full of illusions and cold machines. So stop behaving like the wronged man and listen up. You can consider yourself relevant again.
Interior, Dacha bedroom, night. Brontay pitches forward, drooling and feral, chains to the bed snapping rigid. She snarls at Anya.
Let me out of here! Ah!
Anya looks to Misha.
No drugs. That's what we agreed.
Not for her, for me.
Very funny.
Interior, dacha, morning. Anya tries to feed Brontay, who spits out food like a baby. Interior, living room, night. Anya knits. Misha reads in front of a roaring fire. Muffled banshee screams from above. Interior, dacha, morning. Brontay lies limp and semi-conscious, pupils dilated, breathing rapid. Anya attempts to feed her with a spoon. Exterior, yard, morning. Misha chops firewood. A scream and crash from inside. He shakes his head. Vasily, the Cossack from the forest, rides into the estate on a horse. He notices the racket coming from indoors. Misha shrugs. Interior, hallway, day. The heavy door is bolted shut. Interior, dacha, bedroom, day. Brontay stirs and wakes as if coming out of a fever dream. A mug of hot tea and some black bread and steaming borscht sit on the bedside table. She is bleary but calm. She eyes the food and starts to feed herself. Interior, dacha, bedroom, day. Brontay finishes, belching. She eyes the bookcase sitting opposite her bed and the chains around her wrists.
Anya? Misha? Can you come up here a second, please?
A beat. Nothing.
I won't bite. Promise.
Interior, living room, night. Brontay sits in pyjamas reading Boris Pasternak's Dr. Zhivago. She finishes the book and puts it down.
What a thing.
Anya and Misha smile at each other. Each hold a book up.
Solzhenitsyn.
Dostoevsky.
Zhivago was the first book I ever read.
Your enhanced Western brain should not struggle, Anglichenka. We will get you onto the original Russian text next. Start with the classics.
Misha.
It's true. Her neural pathways are supercharged. The synaptic development of a 3-year-old. Quite a waste, really, given all the shit she's been fed over the company networks.
Misha.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Okay.
Brontay chooses Solzhenitsyn from Misha.
Tell me more, Jaja Misha.
You heard that. Uncle Misha, it is.
You've done it now.
A banging on the front door. Exterior, front porch, night. A tall Frenchman in modern uniform, Jean Montgomery, and a Russian commissar tap the snow off their boots. The commissar projects a rotating image of Brontay from his hands. Montgomery hands some papers back to Anya.
So, what is big Frenchman like you doing all the way out here? Zota Lord.
Montgomery half smiles.
It is vital to the war effort that we apprehend this person soon, Professor Korsakova.
They nod.
She does not look much like a terrorist, does she? She does not even look Russian. German, maybe? American?
That information is classified, I'm afraid.
Come, you can tell me. I have no one to gossip to but my husband. And he is as deaf as he is floppy.
Too much information. Interior, cellar, night. Brontay lies flat inside a firewood chest. Misha shuts the lid and piles machine tools on top. Exterior, front porch, night. Anya winks at Montgomery. Montgomery and the commissar glance at each other. They head back to their saucer, perplexed at the randy granny. Anya watches them as the object takes off with a drone. Exterior, snowy clearing, day. Brontay and Misha have shotguns. Misha tracks a quail flying past and fires, downing it.
Dinner for one.
Brontay fires, taking down a partridge. Misha claps her on the shoulder.
Dinner for two. Well done, kid. Let's get Anya's now.
Brontay looks at the gun, then at the bird. Exterior, forest trail, day. Vasily watches them through binoculars.
What are you doing? Taking her out into the open like that, old man?
Anya stands behind him holding a submachine gun, watching everything.
The girl has a right to breathe some free air before you...
Mother, no.
She shakes her head.
You're more like me than I would like to admit sometimes.
Exterior, snowy clearing, day. Brontay holds up her dinner and looks back to Misha, who lights his pipe. She drinks up the experience. Interior, lab, day. A sterile, windowless space. Clinician Briscoe wipes a film of sweat from his brow and delves into the chest cavity of a cadaver lying on a gurney. Hyperreal graphics detailing blood type, double helixes, and personal data dance along between human and corpse.
Post-mortem summation. Clarence Augustus da Costa, Mediterranean male, 31 years.
Briscoe's words become graphics as he speaks, joining the other data in the dance.
A hungry bear met this fellow. He was buried under the permafrost for about 3 months now, and it has taken a full day in this heat for him to thaw properly.
Briscoe slides the gurney into a hatch and pulls it out again, clean.
And Dr. Kutz will perform the next autopsy on the escapee. Whether you like it or not, Liebchen.
Oh, really?
Kutz wears a lab coat and clutches a cup of tea.
Any news on Specimen Alpha?
Any chance for a cup for me?
It's your own, dickhead.
Still sore, eh?
We broke up 18 years ago, Liebchen. I think I got over you. This is about professionalism.
Well, it was your idea to come to Siberia.
The last place on Earth we could hide. Must we do this again?
No. I guess not.
A beat. Kutz sits up on the gurney.
Montgomery & Co. are still combing the area, but they're scaling it down.
I want it found. It could destroy everything if it fell into the wrong hands.
Katya, we haven't got the resources, and we open ourselves up to all kinds of more tangible risks by persevering with the search. She's either under 3 feet of ice, or she's been adopted by a bear and joined the circus. Really, who gives her monkeys out there?
Thanks for clearing that up for me.
It's my guess the blizzard got her after the fire. She was naked, and she couldn't have lasted long in the tundra.
Guessing doesn't cut it. And you know that. We're scientists. What if some Cossack picked it up? Or a militia?
Then they would try to sell her, whichever side they were on. And when they realize that she's worthless, then she becomes dog food. Must we go through this again? Look, compassion died a long time ago out there, darling. Take a glance in the mirror.
Kutz sucks her teeth.
And next time you want a guinea pig, you fucking go to London and get it yourself.
Briscoe grins and slips over to her.
What are you doing?
You must get bored out there.
She pushes him away. Briscoe gets on his knees and parts her legs. Kutz sniffs and looks down at him, almost with pity, as he works on seducing her.
Oh, go on then. For all times, whatever.
Briscoe pulls off her panties and admires her pudenda.
Perfect nanobiological design.
All your own work.
Yes.
But not sexy, Christian.
Briscoe lunges forward into her. Kutz snaps her legs shut and pushes him over with her foot.
Well, you're no fun.
Back to work, genius.
Exterior, landing pad, night. Title: 15th Plenary Congress of Doctors, Nimsky Oblast, Siberian Free State. A savage polar wind whips the platform as a saucer powers down. Montgomery, Cruz, Vasily, Kutz and Briscoe wait as the guests arrive, shivering as they alight the aircraft. Steph Kershaw is a gaunt, short American of 55. Frank Nkono is a refined Somali academic of 61. He wraps a thick scarf around his face, startled by the temperature.
Next stop, London.
I'll take this place any day of the week.
Welcome, comrades. Let's get you warm.
Kutz grips Montgomery's hand. Briscoe notices his chagrin. Vasily eyes them all warily as they pass him and enter the bunker. Interior, black space. A chess king wobbles and falls. Jameson massages his temple as Mannycapra bites his fingernails.
Good game, though.
Jameson grunts and grabs his hat and coat off a stand. Guinness helps him.
Not staying for another?
There is a queued guest asking for your attention, sir.
Jameson sneers and walks off, dissolving into the inky black.
Guess not.
Mr. Old, a 3-year-old ginger boy in a tailored suit, sits opposite Mannycapra. He peeks over the table and down at the kid, who has very adult mannerisms.
Peekaboo.
I don't like to be kept waiting.
I don't like to be addressed by some ridiculous avatar. But we can't all be winners.
You expect me to trust you?
Why not?
This concerns what I could offer you and what you could provide for me in return. Good, old-fashioned, uncomplicated greed.
Name your price.
I assure you, your competitor is much more resourceful than even you would imagine. That is why my services do not come cheaply. I want land, at least 25,000 square kilometers in one tract. Somewhere warm, with autonomy from any future interference from any part of your organization. Both your network and mine are recording this exchange, so our contract is binding. Any dalliances or tricks, and I go public.
Tough little nugget, aren't you?
There's a problem within your organization. Apsley Moran and Sol Hardiman.
The action pauses. In steps another Mannycapra. He checks out the chessboard and studies Mr. Old, noticing a bead of sweat on his forehead.
Huh.
Exterior, Hampstead Homestead, morning. McBride waits with the Adler. Exterior, tree sniper position, morning. Deconstructed man shifts uncomfortably. He eyes the target area via his rifle sight.
Boss? Boss?
Is it done? Had it better had be.
How much longer do you think it'll be? I'm freaking starving to death out here.
Wind your neck in, you little prick, or I'll ship you back to that radioactive hell you call home.
No need to get tetchy.
Keep the channel clear, Grayson.
Deconstructed man shakes his head before noticing something. Insert, rifle sight. Mannycapra, leaving the Hampstead homestead, running a hand through his hair.
Come to Papa.
He pulls the trigger. Exterior, Hampstead homestead, morning. A bang. Mannycapra pauses. He opens a palm to reveal a bullet, still smoking. Exterior, tree sniper position, morning. Deconstructed man is struck cold as Mannycapra looks right down his sight and winks. He grabs his automatic and lets rip. Exterior, Hampstead homestead, morning. Bullets fall to the ground like acorns shaken off a tree. Exterior, tree sniper position, morning. Deconstructed man is in a panic. He scrambles down the branches to his waiting Dodge.
Gunshot reported. Confirm kill. Grayson? Grayson?
Fuck all this for a big clock!
Exterior, Forest Lane, morning. He climbs into the Dodge and the wheels squeal as it takes off between the trees and into the morning mist. Exterior, Hampstead homestead, morning. Mannycapra leans against the Adler. Guinness attends.
Have Messrs. Hardiman and Moran attend after my morning drive, would you, Alec?
Certainly, sir.
Interior, Dodge, morning. Deconstructed man is driving like a maniac through the hell mess of what used to be Highgate. The V8 cylinder engine roars at full pelt.
Don't think I didn't plan for this eventuality, you insane Irish fuck. I know I was following orders, but that was beyond stupid, man. By the time you get this message, I'll be off this fucking rock, and you'll be dead. Probably. Anyways, send this the minute I leave this country.
Deconstructed man lights a smoke and peers in his rear view.
Bad idea all this, Grayson. From the get-go.
Exterior, West London Road, morning. The engine cuts and the car slows.
What? Get the fuck... No, no!
He grabs his rifle and a magazine of ammo. As the car rolls to a halt, he jumps out and makes a run for it. Exterior, cemetery, morning. Deconstructed man vaults over some iron railings as several saucer drones approach overhead.
You gotta be shitting me, man!
He pulls a revolver and takes a few vain pot shots at his pursuers, slaloming through the graves. Exterior, Victorian mausoleums, morning. Coming to a clearing and out of breath, he realises he is cornered. One of the saucers comes down to eye level. He ponders for a second, then puts the revolver under his chin.
I'm not having anyone sticking things up my ass, not in this life!
A taser jumps out of the saucer and stuns him before he can react. He moans and crawls towards a large gravestone, atop of which is a bust of Karl Marx. He looks up at the founding father of communism before passing out. Exterior, Chelsea Embankment, later. Hardiman shuffles out, all of his cool and youthful arrogance gone.
Moran! Come in! We need to talk, Moran!
He twitches and paces back and forth.
Manny, it was his idea! He threatened me! I was jealous, but I was a little bitch, I know. But you were right about the treatments. All these Vogue people, they have my head turned like owl fashion. But you still need me, Manny. Remember what I've done for our company in over 7 decades of service. Fuck service. I was partnership. Yeah.
The Harley cruises up to him, purring like nothing was wrong. Hardiman gulps and climbs on.
Remember, Manny. Just you remember.
The Harley zooms off double quick and he recoils, grabbing the handlebars. He cries in fear.
Wah!
Exterior Hampstead Homestead, day. The Harley is parked in the drive. Hardiman stands in the porch, waiting, twitching. Guinness answers the door.
Need a hot piss, sir?
Hardiman shuffles inside past the butler, mumbling and twitching.
Something wrong with your coating, old fella? Mine are whopping grade 2 there, huh?
Interior boardroom, day. Hardiman drums his fingers against the table, alone in the room, and it concertinas in and out like a lung. Gene Krupa, legendary swing drummer, appears on his kit and starts to play a lick. Hardiman is irritated, but holds his water.
Manny?
Just.
You there? Mannycapra!
He screams and leaps over to the drummer, kicking over the kit.
Will you just hit it and quit it? Will you, huh? Boo! You tit!
Clapping. Slow clapping. Slower. Hardiman adopts a supercilious grin and turns.
Manny!
Moran looks like he's been dragged through a hedge backwards. His fist connects with Hardiman's nose with a satisfying crack. Hardiman hits the deck like an accident-prone toddler, his nose pissing claret.
You broke my nose! You fear tart! Manny! Mannycapra, please! Whatever this idiot says is untrue! It was all his idea! Well, you know I can be temperamental. Oh.
Moran clutches a pistol, which he raises to Hardiman's face.
I mean, we can all find you the combination. We're talented people who just got itchy feet.
Bang! Black. The gunshot reverberates, as do the voices.
Well then, birthday boy.
Am I dead?
You'll wish you were.
Manny! Come on now, old boy.
Wish you were. Wish you were. Wish you were here.
Interior, early 19th century dungeon, night. Moonlight fades up to reveal the squalid interior, this time with Hardiman quivering in the shadows. ball and chain attached to his ankle.
Wish you were here.
Manny!
Hot piss rains down on Hardiman from above. He shields his face and looks up. A Rottweiler turns its leg up over an iron grate. A jackboot kicks the dog's backside.
This is just...
A smile crawls across his face.
Uber fabulous! You old trout, you. I knew you had something extra planned. You hear me, Manny? 'Cause you do. Naturally.
Happy birthday, Saul. Always the foil. The Joker. 100 years young today.
Now, Manny, let me point out before we go any further. I was selfish and unprofessional. But it was a one-off. Let's discuss this before you do anything permanent. Huh?
A jangle of keys and the oak cell door swings open. 2 dirty Napoleonic guards are silhouetted in the doorway. One of them is Apsley Moran.
You again?
The Gallic Moran emits a toothy smile.
Bon anniversaire.
Quoi?
Oof! Moran cracks Hardiman across the jaw with the butt of his musket. They pick Hardiman up by his armpits and drag him out of the cell. Interior, Castle Keep, night. A cold stone set of steps leading up to some grand doors. The guards drag Hardiman up as he comes to. The muted tones of a quadrille français, along with chapter and revelry, scan from the other side of the wall.
Oh, ye gods, thank you! A society event. It will be merciful to be with my friends. Thank you, Manny.
Mannycapra's chuckle in thin air. They reach the top and enter. Interior, masquerade ball, night. A spectacular ball with a full orchestra, coquettes and bouffants sporting fops. All of Hardiman's Voc friends are there. They part like the Red Sea in disgust.
Oh, ye gods!
Ew! Valentina, aromases of odd cum.
Sebastian! Valentina! I'm in costume. It's my birthday party. Woohoo! Wrightington Horseplay Fashion Friends?
Putain.
Moran shoos him in the ribs and he collapses in a heap on the dance floor. They straighten out, spit and walk away. The dancers and throng stop and circle him. Even the orchestra abandons their positions. A collection of coquettes giggle at him. One makes pig snorting noises.
Porte dégoûtante de merde!
A senior coquette flaps her away.
Jeune fille! Leave the poor old thing alone.
Hail Vanity, in resplendent purple female guise, approaches Hardiman. She strokes his face and he drinks up the tenderness.
My greatest creation. My idea. My genius. This is what they lose. I am so sorry about what they did to you, Joel. I tried to stop them.
She presses a finger to his lips.
I apologize for all these vacuous whores and cotton pimps. They have no real finesse.
But you do look like double dog shit.
Fella, I have to say, what happened?
Joel, sometimes I regret killing you off, you know. In a moment like this, you would have had great value to me.
I'm sorry too, believe me. Oh, I almost forgot. My beau for the evening would like to speak with you, monsieur.
Manny, what is this game?
Once again, you were the inspiration, Saul.
Listen, I built your fucking company with my ideas, Mannycapra. You'd be nothing without me. Do you realize that?
Mannycapra places his ringed hand gently over Hardiman's mouth. His characteristic suit and blonde raven hair have been replaced by an outfit that is crimson from toe to bouffant. Sexy demon, beau of the ball.
Wow, that's Ubersfeld and slick look.
You always liked the sound of your own voice far too much. Typical marketing man, I guess. You know, I always wondered when the real Saul Hardyman would show his colours. To be frank, I'm surprised it took you so long to betray me. It's not your fault, I know. It's in your nature, your old-fashioned programming.
He grins down at Hardyman and caresses his worn cheek. Hardyman is rooted on his knees, wobbling.
Saul Hardyman wasn't born to be number two to anyone, was he? Even loyalty and friendship mean nothing in comparison to that simple fact. It has been killing you all these years. Hasn't it, you poor chap? I could have forced your hand eons ago, Hardy. But you're right. I needed your energy, your ideas. Sorry about that.
Hardyman hugs Mannycapra's legs.
Ideas which are now, alas, getting a little stale. That's a much better reason for this than any cheap betrayal. Don't cry, old boy. You've had a cracking innings, a wonderful legacy to take into your retirement.
Hardyman struggles to see his own reflection in Mannycapra's hellish red eyes.
If you think you can do without Mannycapra, then please, don't let me get in your way. But don't expect to take it all with you, old fellow. Now, I guess all that is left is for you to see what I see, eh? Let's take a look
at the man behind the iron mask.
Mannycapra disappears. Hardyman spins round, his soundless voice crying for mercy. He spots the eyes of the throng, every person in the ballroom staring at him. Glassy, waxy, dead faces. Then laughing, alternately masculine and feminine, demonic, coming from behind him. The coquettes and courtesans join in, creating a chorus. Then the Voc aristos, the musicians, even the page boys.
Hardy.
Interior, boardroom, day. Mannycapra is in his usual place at the head of the table, his suit a neat 60s mod look, eyes smiling as before. He holds a Renaissance vanity mirror up to Hardyman so he can see his reflection. The old codger staring back at him looks at death's door, with the exception of his sparkling new magenta eyes.
Happy birthday, Saul Hardyman.
Mannycapra nods, smiles, and vanishes. Then everything wipes in quick sequence. Black.
The future is. Hail Vogue. Hail Vanity. Hail you. More episodes soon. Subscribe.